Kenra, Crasher. I guess a lot of options.
Looking for any castable spell.
I started listening. I was like, wait, I think about half his deck works here. It's going to have to draw one of them, though.
He does draw a card every turn.
And it's another on-crop Crasher. It's just the last thing the Nagro probably wanted to see. He'll exert both. Neither creature can block. And swings in for 7. Nagro at 7. 4 cards under Bomat Courier, and Robert has left up a red mana.
The old 1 mana, 1/1 haste with Tidings stapled on.
Yeah, it's just, what, 2 turns away, he's going to be swinging for lethal. Nagro does not have life gain in the deck, so the real defense is to try to win in the meantime. And there's some good plays here. Rishkar will go ahead and come down. That'll make 4 more power. It's a swing for 9. Toups down to 11 as those creatures unexert. Lightning Strike, Bomat Courier, Ramanap Ruins in hand for Toups. He does have to make sure he survives here.
Yeah.
So hold on.
Got to figure that's why he didn't sacrifice the Bomat Courier there. Wants to use it as a blocker on the following turn.
Block and sack would make sense.
There finally a land other than basic mountain. Ramunap Runes there for Toups. That'll give him a little bit more reach here.
Yeah, well, he's got it. There's a little concern here about getting hit to lethal next turn. That last hit for 9 put him on notice.
Yeah, I mean, with the Rishkar added to that, Jacob just has lethal on the table. Just needs a way to connect with it.
So Toups looks like he's going to make Hazaret. Bomat Courier in hand as well.
He'd probably just hang back with that one.
With Courier?
With both of them. You know, whatever.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is he can cast the last Courier in his hand, or he can leave up the red for the Courier in play.
It'd be a little bit awkward if you don't cast the Courier and Jacob just has removal spell for your other one.
You're not going to draw cards.
Exactly. If you activate the Bomat Courier, then you just have a handful of cards and can't block with Hazaret.
Yeah, Toups is going to hold back the second Courier in his hand.
A Walking Ballista would be really nice for Jacob here.
Yeah, it still wouldn't be lethal.
You do force the action on the Courier.
Yeah. You would have the ability to make a 3/3 Ballista with your creatures and shoot down an on-crop Crasher, but that's not... Well, that might be enough.
You probably need a little bit of help on top of it.
Yeah. Here's a Tune that'll make 3 energy and get Jacob a land drop. Gets another Forest. So if he didn't have the land drop in hand, that's just free. Just 1 card in Robert's hand, so the Hazaret can attack and block. No copies of Grasp of Darkness in Jacob's deck, so he's not going to be able to remove Hazaret.
He's wisely removed the cards that rotated out of the format from his deck.
I suppose.
Really heads up deck building by Jacob.
That's good, though. Stop him from getting game losses. I do like that. I guess Black-Green does not have a straightforward way to answer Hazaret now. They got Walk the Plank to replace, which is in most situations is an upgrade.
The big one is Vraska's Contempt, but it does cost 4 mana.
Yeah.
Hard to main deck that one. At least too many copies.
So Glint Sleeve Siphoner is the other play. Yeah, you see, had 4 mana there. Jacob tapping 2 for Long Tusk Cub and 2 more using the Constrictor and Rishkar's ability to cast Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Trying to make as many blockers as possible. Try to keep those on-crop Crashers off.
At this point, though, relatively easy for Toups to hang on, and those Crashers likely just become chump blockers on his side. He has access to Hazaret, Ramunap Runes, and a bunch of cards off the Bomat Courier. He should be able to assemble enough reach in very short order.
And he will draw Sunscorched Desert, a great draw. Jacob down to 6. So right now, all Robert has to do is block, right? So end step, Robert can pitch a card to Hazaret, then sack Bomat Courier, draw a big old grip of cards, untap, and throw 2 more cards with Hazaret, and that should do it.
Yep. Easy.
It looks like you'd have enough blockers to do that line.
Yeah. And you do have this window here where Nagro is tapped very low. He only has the green mana off of the elephant here, but probably safe just to hang back. You can exert, make it so 2 creatures can't block. There's still 2 blockers.
So if you exert twice, your 2 smallest creatures get through. That's Courier and Crasher.
I suppose that plus
And
Ruins
then
is
plus-
lethal, eh?
Yeah, that plus Ruins or plus the Hazaret. That's looks
not
good.
bad. That's not bad. Pretty into attacking for lethal.
I like the no attack for
Yeah.
lethal.
I
We'll
think-
give him another draw. It's
Yeah,
fine.
There's just like not a lot of lines that Toups has that lose this game. Something like attacking with 2 creatures. You know, that would
Attack
be like
no exert's pretty
yeah,
bad.
you kind of have to go out of your way to find a line that loses from here.
Opponent is tapped out with no cards. I like that. There's the purity of that one where it's a puzzle. Can you solve it?
You do want to make sure you're actually hitting.
Yeah. Especially to go over the line we're seeing, if he swings everything, exerts both guys. There's only 2 blockers. So Robert's 2 largest creatures get blocked. His 2 smallest creatures are the Courier and the Crasher. So Jacob will take 4. And then either with the Hazaret or the Ramanap Ruins, that should be damage numbers 5 and 6.
Good. Roll the dice with the Courier. Find a lightning strike.
Then Hazaret can't attack. Don't do that.
That's true. It's true.
All right. Figures it out. Think he's found he's going to exert. As long as hopefully they exert target different creatures.
That tracks.
All right. It doesn't even matter what you pick. Just any 2. There's no way you can't mess this one up. Didn't put a card under Bomet Courier. I like that. Just doesn't matter. He takes 4. Jacob takes 4. Goes to 2. Do you use Ruins or Hazaret to deal lethal?
I'm pretty into Ruins.
Ooh, Robert's going to go for the Hazaret play.
Suppose he has that Bomat Courier up.
And Robert Toups wins game number 1.
I just like Ruins a lot more than I like Hazaret.
It's not because it's in the name of the deck.
Well, it takes a little more savvy. I hate this name for the deck, for the record. It's very stupid.
Hazaret Red.
The deck should be called Mono Red Aggro.
Or how about Hazaret Red? Like,
Sure. This is a
okay,
red deck, and it plays a red card. Whoa.
I kind of like that Ramanap Red is a RR. It's like, kind of like a Marvel superhero.
That'd be the worst hero. My hero name is a color and a word that I made up.
He'd probably have a big old R on his chest and be covered, some red outfit.
That's just you somehow came up with the worst hero ever.
Right now, this would be good. He attacks people.
It's actually impressive to find the floor there. So well played.
All right, let's go to the sideboards. Jacob Nagro appears to have some cards specifically for this matchup. I'm looking. We'll go over all the cards. He has 4 Duress, 3 Gonti, 3 Doomfall, 2 Cartouche of Ambition, a Blossoming Defense, a Dispossess, and a Vraska's Contempt. I'm looking at Cartouche of Ambition. I don't know if that's good against any deck other than this, but boy, is it good here.
Yep, this is the spot for that. It will frequently kill a creature when it comes down. Gives your guy a lifelink. Yeah, that's just going to be excellent here. You could play some small number of Duress, whatever. Vraska's Contempt probably comes in, both exiles Hazaret and can gain some life.
Yeah, so like those. Blossoming Defense is really cheap. I think on the draw I might board it in, but on the play I'm out.
Yeah, it's like a mana curve consideration.
Yeah,
he's got 4 Gearhulks in his main deck, so getting rid of at least some or maybe even all of those is where you want to be.
Yeah, I don't really want to cast that card much. I do actually like Jacob's configuration here. He has 3 copies of Aethersphere Harvester main deck. Great card for the matchup, just didn't find it here.
Yep.
On Robert Toups' side, he has a lot of different cards in his sideboard. 3 Glorybringers, 2 PNLR, 2 Magma Spray, 2 Chandra's Defeat, 2 Chandra, 2 Harvesters of his own, 1 copy of Vance's Blasting Cannons, and then a Sweltering Sun. So he's got an Ixalan card in the deck. It's right there in the sideboard.
Yeah, there you go. You got a main deck 1 in Lightning Strike, too. I like having just some more answers to these creatures that are going to get in the way. Your Glory Bringers, your Chandra Torus of Defiance to clear out Winding Constrictor, what have you. That all seems reasonable. We have seen PNLR from other players come up in this matchup. It makes a flyer. It's fine. It's not excellent. A reasonable argument for Vance's Blasting Cannons, just to give you some more reach. So you do have to go fast against the energy deck. As we saw there, Jacob fairly easily assembled a lethal crackback.
Yeah, I mean, once Winding Constrictor is in play and not dead, Ramanap Red will lose control of the board almost immediately.
Yep.
So they do have to have considerations for that. Nagro will be on the play for this game, so there's some more play there as well. So they get ready for the second game. So on StarCityGames.com, we talked earlier about our weekly sale. This started, we have one every week, so each sale starts on Monday. For all this week, we've been giving 15% off all Judge Foil promos. So those are available on the store. We have them in various different conditions as well. StarCityGames.com/weekly sale. That's going to go on all weekend. And check in on Monday morning for next week's weekly sale.
Been a lot of sweet Judge foils over the years. The old border Dark Confidant promo, the actually Noble Hierarch, that one as well. Sword of Fire and Ice, those are great.
It's the old art foil for Sword of Fire and Ice, right?
They actually gave it an old frame.
The old frame. That's old frame foil.
Right, yeah, originally from Darksteel, but they gave it the older card frame.
Jacob Nagro keeps on a 6-card hand. Much like last game, starts off on Forest Greenbelt Rampager. And for Toups, he'll run back last game as well. Worked out fine for him. Here's Bomat Courier.
Yep, Bomat Courier on turn 1 is really the first box you try to check with this red deck. Make sure you have any answer to something like Winding Constrictor on this turn.
Shrug from Jacob. He had kept, and I like his keep here. It was a 1-land deck, 6-card hand on the play. He had the Greenbelt Rampager and the Forest. He scryed to the bottom, drew for turn 2, missed both times.
Yikes.
And could be a fast one here. If he's got a land this next turn, he still has a shot. But red is going to punish it very fast if he misses again. See, Soul Scar Mage joins Bomat Courier on the Ramanap side.
There's a Forest for Jacob.
All right. Greenbelt Rampager will eat the 2 energy, and he'll pass the turn. He's got Blossoming Defense in his hand as well, so a lot to like there.
Yeah, that'll be good. The red deck doesn't have a lot of ways to punch through a Rampager. You're really looking at On-Crop Crasher Exerted, and then Blossoming Defense is
so
really
good,
nice in combat from there.
If Robert makes that play, Jacob will get a lot of value in here.
Ooh.
He's going to abrade the Rampager and Jacob Blossoming Defenses. So normally you wouldn't see this play, but Soulscar Mage actually makes it passable.
Yeah, because it turns the damage into -1/-1 counters. A 0/1 Rampager, not worth a lot.
No, I actually want to compliment Robert's timing. A lot of players, if you were going to blow someone out with Abrade, would attack, and then Jacob would block, and then you say, Abrade your guy, it's a 0/1, it dies in combat. Gotcha.
Yep.
So by playing this pre-combat, Robert loses the 2-for-1, but what he gained was so important right there. Because when Jacob had the Blossoming Defense, Robert just could say, okay, no attacks, go. And that was really well played.
Yeah, absolutely.
Walking Ballista on 1 for Nagro. And we go over to Toups. Nagro has staved off damage. The issue is that Toups' hand is actually heavy on 4s. We see Chandra Torch of Defiance, the first play here, as it shoots down the Greenbelt Rampager. Yes, it opens the Chandra up to possibly dying to Walking Ballista. I think Toups is just fine with that.
It's just one of very few ways that the red deck has to cleanly deal with Greenbelt Rampager.
Right.
It's easier when he has Soulscar Mage, some other 2-mana spell that would technically do the job, but the Chandra just cleanly clears it up right there. Also, this will divert the fire from the Ballista away from the Bomat Courier.
The one thing I was interested about is whether or not I normally would make that play. When your opponent is stuck on Forest, there's an argument to actually playing Chandra and just plussing it and just and holding back.
The thing about that is you're not very good against the Rampager attacking. You're going to get hit and lose some loyalty or make a chump block.
Right. Fair enough. Blooming Marsh, a big draw for Jacob. He has that untapped land, and it opens up his second color. 3 mana.
Ooh.
Cartouche of Ambition. This is big. Kills Bomat Courier. Now a 2/2 lifelink Ballista will attack. And Ryan, here's something I really like. Jacob can remove the counter off Walking Ballista to kill Chandra.
Yeah.
And the Ballista won't die.
Yeah, and even if the Soulscar Mage gets in front, Jacob can make that play in Toups' upkeep.
This is so nice. Big fan.
Powerful draft comment at work here.
This card's really strong here. Right, so Toups, it doesn't have a great block here. So Robert's going to lose the Chandra regardless. Either he doesn't block for it on this attack and Chandra dies. the ballista is attacking Chandra. And you mentioned if he does block, and he's going to, this is actually, I believe, a misstep on Toups' part, because he's going to lose the Chandra anyway.
Yep.
He says go, and then on upkeep, kill Chandra. So Toups basically gave away the Soul Scar Mage for a 1/1 counter. It's not a great exchange.
No, especially with Jacob's life total being as high as it is.
3 cards remain, yeah.
There's only a small number of cards from this point in the game. Game 1, we were looking at a spot where Toups needed to draw a card that's in his deck, and it would have been really good. This is a situation where he really needs to find Hazaret, he needs to find one of those Glory Bringers, he needs to find another Chandra, something that's more significantly going to affect the battlefield. I
believe Toups actually has a Hazaret in hand. We'll check. He's going to Lightning Strike down the Walking Ballista. Brings him down to 2 cards. Nagro will play Winding Constrictor. Go back to Toups, land 6. Here's Hazaret, 1 card in hand. She'll swing for 4.
5, in fact.
Oh, for 5. There's correction. Thank you. Jacob down to 14. He'll tap 4 and swing for 5. Ballista's going to hit back, though. Nagro just passes the turn. Now, answers to Hazaret are only in the sideboard for Nagro's black-green deck.
Yeah, so there's a sideboard for Vraska's Contempt, that one almost assuredly in, and then there's some Doomfalls. We'll see if those ones have come in.
I have to hope so. Robert discards a card to Hazaret and swings. It's 7 more damage. Nagro at 7. He'll pass the turn. Toups, he'll pitch another card. Soul Scar Mage puts Nagro down to 5. And Jacob had some really nice playing this game, but his deck's just not cooperating.
Yeah. Real issues with fleshing out his mana base the entire game.
You like that? And that'll be the match here for Toups. I was going to ask you, Ryan, have you noticed with Toups' basics, there was all the same mountain, and there's a nice